Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to our already third season of regular international discussions on the Creative Society platform, which is unifying all people around the globe who are ready to speak up, ready to act with the goal of creating a better world for everyone. Now let's face the reality. While every day the power of our common enemy climate is growing and his attacks become more deadly, we are divided because we have been divided into countries, nationalities, races, social, religious, and political fractions. We are artificially divided, and at the same time, we are brainwashed. We are forced to hate each other. We are even forced to fight against each other. We are also being artificially divided into economic problems and shackled lives in the bondage of debt slavery. And this only happens because we live in a consumerist format. As a result, we are destroying each other worse than animals. Now, you might sit and think to yourself, where do I find more facts about this? And we would like to recommend to you to watch the forum, International Forum, Global Crisis, We Are People, We Want to Live, which took place on May 7th. This forum was not only prepared solely by people, for people, but also simultaneously translated into 100 languages and streamed on thousands of media platforms.
The forum is a unique collection of information based on thoroughly verified facts. The importance of this information is difficult to describe in words because it's about our survival, the survival of all humanity. This understanding should make everyone face the dangers and hardships of today's situation. Anyone who watches the forum attentively in its entirety will no longer doubt that we, as all humanity, urgently need to find a global solution. This is also the reason for our discussion today, so that this important information really reaches every person's heart on earth. And we are very happy to welcome our wonderful guests today, Mahdia Ebrahimi, student and writer from Afghanistan, and Barry from Cameroon, the Vice President of SKILLMETOO Association, climate activist, student of the University in Dschang. Welcome. And before we start, let's watch a speech together of one of the speakers of the forum who tells us about the monitoring of cataclysms and their synchronization.
Hello. We have now watched the video of the monitoring of climatic cataclysms for just 2 months. And only the most extensive disasters have been listed. How many lives have already been lost in these 2 months? A huge international team of volunteers from all over the world worked hard to prepare this video. During all 5 months between the last conference and this forum, we have been collecting and analyzing data about climatic disasters all over the world. We did this every day, and we were shocked by what was happening, especially by how many disasters happen every day. We did it because the full picture is not shown anywhere, not on any resources, which means that people don't understand the real scale of the climate threat. Every story in that video was unbearably painful to watch. But my team and I continued to collect these stories on New Year's Eve and just through the nights, when getting up for work in the morning, and some continued to collect data even during the war, while being in shelters during the bombing. We did this because we understood how serious the climate situation on the planet now is. And if we don't study it, if we don't collect this data, if we don't publicize it to the world, then we all simply have no chance to survive. I'm not a climatologist, but even I didn't have to put much effort into seeing that the scale of climate disasters has increased dramatically over the past 5 months. Our team of analysts has prepared statistics on this increase in climate catastrophes, and now I will share a small part of it. Storms. In Europe alone, the average annual number of storms since 2000 to date has increased 16.5 times. The number of powerful, destructive Category 3, 4, and 5 hurricanes has increased by 30%. Moreover, they now go farther inland, bringing gigantic amounts of precipitation with them. In the USA, tornadoes usually rage from April to October in a certain area. Usually, but not now. Over the past 5 months, 2 non-seasonal months, December and March, have broken all records for the number of tornadoes. In the 5 months of monitoring, according to the most conservative estimates, more than 300 floods occurred in 82 countries around the world, and that's just the most extensive ones. Precipitation in Bolivia in December exceeded the historical maximum 7 times. In Spain only, for the last 2 months, precipitation was more than the annual norm. In South Africa, the semi-annual amount of precipitation fell in 2 days. There have never been such contrasts in natural disasters. The heaviest snowfalls are replaced by fires. In the United States alone, the number and area of wildfires are already well above the norm, even before the start of the fire season. There is no fire season as such anymore either. Catastrophic droughts are replaced by equally catastrophic floods. The number and duration of droughts on Earth has increased by almost 30% in 20 years. Sand and dust storms have become more frequent and, most importantly, more intense and longer lasting. Abnormal heat waves are also increasingly covering the planet. In Antarctica, minus 12.2 degrees Celsius was recorded. This temperature exceeds the average by almost 40 degrees Celsius. In the United States, for example, the temperature dropped from plus 15 to minus 14 degrees Celsius in just a day. And that is happening everywhere. Everyone is aware of that, of the extreme heat in India and Pakistan. And after the record-breaking hottest March in the history of observations in India, the temperature rose even higher in April. Human lives are lost after each of these climatic disasters. These lives cannot be brought back. After each of these terrible events, these are either mothers hugging their children, as well as people being buried alive in the lava, as was the case in Indonesia, or whole families left under the rubble of their homes, and those who survive are without water, flood, and everything they had, as it happened in the Philippines, or entire cities wiped out by tornadoes, with only the foundations of houses left, and the remains of human bodies that barely identifiable. There is really a full-scale war going on. The only enemy we have in this war is the climate. To survive this war, we must unite all of humanity and work night and day on technologies that can defeat this enemy. But first, we need to open our eyes and recognize the scale of the catastrophes and the fact that we can delay no longer. For 40 years, we have been told that the cause of climate change is anthropogenic CO2. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars to solve this problem. But why isn't it getting better? Why do people keep dying? Why are so many families left just on the streets, without basic things to survive, without water and food? How has our planetary fight against CO2 helped these people? Yes, CO2 is on the rise. We don't deny it. But what does that have to do with the increasing climatic disasters? I'm talking to you, people, to you personally. Are you ready for the climate to destroy your home? Are you ready for your child to be swept away by a flood that comes out of nowhere? Are you sure that it won't affect you? Do you think those people whose stories we watch today are any different from you? Do you think they were ready? Are we ready? Because we will face cataclysms of even greater power than in the last 5 months. The destructive power of cataclysms grows every day, and we as society do not even study this problem at a proper level. Our science is busy with something completely different, and we are wasting precious time. But these are our lives. Be sure that literally very soon, if not a tornado will come to your house, then a flood, an earthquake, or a typhoon. And this natural disaster will spare neither your life nor the life of your loved ones. And in the creative society, this will never happen. Because by combining the scientific potential, we will create technologies with which the climate will no longer be the threat to us. That is why it is now so important that each person actively informs about building the creative society.
As we could hear in the video, climate catastrophes are now not isolated events. Disasters are now happening all over the planet. In a very short period of time, their intensity and frequency increase dramatically, and this is scary. Are we sure that we are prepared and ready to withstand these climatic catastrophes? Well, I'm thinking no, because in the consumer format, instead of trying to figure out how to survive together, instead of uniting all of our scientific potential, we continue to argue about silly things like CO2 as a cause of climate change, instead of looking at the whole picture of what is happening with climate and with our planet. We continue being divided. We are being led by money, by greed, by ego. And on top of that, we are even killing each other in unnecessary wars. And I would like to ask Mahdia if she would also like to comment on this video. And also we know that Mahdia was participating as one of the translators into Farsi of the forum. And we would like to ask her, what inspired her. And, because this is so crucial that information came to all people speaking Farsi. So Mahdia, could you please?
Yes. My experience for the first time when I started translating some of information in Farsi, I was very amazed and I shocked that there is a lot of things that we have to find solution. We have to inform the people about that. For instance, climate change is one of the most crucial issues in the round of the world that we have to find solution, and we have to figure out, not by saying that I will and we will do this and we will find some solution. But I think by saying it's not possible, only by taking action and by saying that we are together and we will do everything that we can. So far, in different parts of the world, we have a lot of people who are trying to find solution. Climate change is not only something that we shouldn't pay any attention. It's the most important things that we have to say that we will do this and we will find. And climate change is one of the enemy that will not play with us. It will come very well, and it will say that we will kill you and will destroy your life. So we have to say for all the people that climate change is one of the most big enemy that can kill us It will be more fast than and things that we will imagine in our life. And I will never imagine that it will be, or especially in Japan, most of the people, especially children. And we have to say that the climate change will not play with us. It will come very fast. They will not say that you're anything else. They will say, I will kill you. So one of the Prime Minister of Canada always saying that we have to take action, and we have to say that it is really, really important to protect all the people in around of the world. It doesn't matter that we are living in Afghanistan, in Japan, in America, or Canada, or Africa. We have to take action today. Tomorrow will be too late. When we die, that time it doesn't matter that we understand and we say that we will take action. Today is a time for taking action. And today is time for saying that we are united people and we will do everything that we can. And we will, because we're a human and we can do everything. Even we created everything like internet, Facebook, and things. How? When we created these things, we cannot figure out something for climate change. And I want to say that it is really important. It is really painful that still we couldn't find a solution. We are talking about this, that we will, not we couldn't do anything for this. So I want to say that when we are here and still we are not in the graveyards. And one of the person asked that, where is the wealthiest place in the world? And one of the persons said, that is the country. And that person answered that question and he said, that's not Dubai, that's not Canada, and that's not America, that's graveyard. In the graveyard, you will understand that the song never sang and the book never written. It's mean that still we are not in the graveyard and still we are here, and we should make here like a paradise. And this earth has a lot of space for making everything very beautiful, and we will do this only together. If we don't come together, we will die, and that time we will be very regrets and we can't do anything at time. So regardless of gender, regardless of countries, regardless of angles, you have to say that we are human beings and we are here for living. And we have this choice. And this is the only option that can help us to have a peaceful world and beautiful environment without any problem. And climate change is one of the big catastrophes around of the world that always treated us, and it will limit our life. And we shouldn't let that the climate change limit our lives. So please stand up together and be a voice for all the people and inform the people in around of the world that climate change doesn't have any play with us. It will come very fast if we don't take action today. And one of the most important things is this, that only one person will play something and will be more successful. But if we come together, if we become united, we will be more successful and we will defeat the climate change very easily without any problems. And I hope all the people in around of the world come together and they should embrace that we should stop climate change. And it is the only solution for all of us in itself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your understandings, for being active already, and for your optimism. Thank you very much. And we would like to address the same question to Barry. So Barry, what kind of information or topic touched you, which was presented at the forum? What information was really eye-opening for you?
Okay, once more, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, depending on our different time zones. So like they say, I'm Barry, a climate activist from Cameroon. I started at age 7, this activism. So after going through the forum, we see every topic that was streamed are so pertinent because we are living in a complicated world. And man is really treating the world as if it is his. It isn't his. We are living in a niche, which means there are different species that are also participating in this world we are living in. We see floods being one of the biggest problems. We see tornadoes, we see winds, we see avalanches. When we see things like this happening, it means there is a cause. What is this cause? Is it the carbon dioxide that was made mention in the stream video? I don't think so. Carbon dioxide just contribute about I can say 40%. The 60% that is there is by man. Man is a sole cause for this event we are living in. And that is why creative society has taken time to touch celebrities, to touch politicians, to touch many people, to raise their voices and create a creative society, like it do say. We need to act more in tackling this problem. Like what Mahdia said, we need to hold our hands and act as one person in order to combat this climate change of a problem that we are facing in our different communities. That is why when we say, if we reach to politicians and we reach to celebrities who are seen as demigods in our society and they can raise their voices in acting, let's tackle the children. We are the voice, we are the future. If we can get the voice of different youth from different communities, from different areas, I think we are reaching somewhere. The climate change we are living in now, if we can't act now, like I always say, the future tomorrow will not be met. Our future won't be met because a lot of animal species will be disappeared. A lot of plant species will be gone. We know the consequences of floods. We've seen tornadoes. We see a mother in the US crying about her losing her child in his own arm due to the violent winds. These are messages that are really touching. Having a baby in your womb for 9 months and you get to lose your baby in your arms. Where is the world going to? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. And that's why Creative Society is here today to give us the chance to raise our voices, to make people know that it is time to say no. How do we say no? Protect the species we got. Protect man. Man should think wise. And I think if we do so, we're going to achieve the creative society we have. So thank you for this opportunity you've given me. Thank you.
Thank you, and you are right. It starts with our compassion, with our decision for humanness, for the creative society. The climate monitoring that was presented on the forum is a result of months of hard work and fact cross-checking by many independent volunteers and experts from around the world, and everybody has to know this truth. And Barry, did it help you as a climate activist and a non-indifferent and socially active person to get an even bigger perspective and a whole picture of what is going on globally with our planet? And what would be your suggestion in taking actions to all people?
It's very normal for somebody like me and for those who have watched the forum. Watching a video like that, it has to touch you, it has to impact you. You don't have to feel yourself. It's just like you're watching a video of people dying, many being trapped under the ground due to floods, due to earthquakes, many gone. Do you think I'm still going to be myself? I'm going to change my way of thinking. I'm going to change my way of activism. Like I say, I'm somebody who started activism at a very low age. What inspired me was the tsunami that was in Indonesia in December 2004, where I saw thousands of people dying. And I asked myself, what is really the cause of this? The perspective, the rate at which people are understanding about this climate change in our communities is really different. Because many people will say there is climate change, but they ain't doing nothing. They will just say, yeah, the climate change is there. What should I do? So it's people like me and you and others watching that can join their hands and say, I'm going to sensitize the community. I'm going to make to the community, have a target of joining many people to raise their voices and say no to climate change, and say no to deforestation, and say no to floods, and say no to pollution. For me, climate change had always been an enemy for me. That is why I always try practicing living in a more sustainable way and pushing those people around me to live more sustainably. How can we live sustainably? That is the question. How can we impact many youths from different communities and different parts of the world? That is the question. Creative Society has given us a platform of raising our voices, because we know talking without doing nothing is just like throwing water on a duck's back, like we do say in Africa. And if we're only saying that we're going to do something, we're going to say no, we're going to reach the media, we're going to say no. And you saying that no without touching 2 or 3 people around you, you're actually doing nothing. That is what I say. So for me, the old people, we reach to them, we get advice from them, and we ask you, when you were old, when you were young, at our own age, what were you doing? We noticed they'll tell us that they were practicing a kind of a bioagriculture. They were practicing a kind of, they were living more of a climate protective and nature kind of way. But today, with the technology that is coming up, with a lot of industrialization that is coming up, we are not going to the environment as we are not coming closer to the environment as before. And like I say, the 5th of June is going to be the World Environmental Day. So it is time for us, different youths, different people, to sit and see what I can do for this day, to dedicate this day in fighting climate change. And if you're a youth and this day comes and you haven't done anything, then I don't know what you're doing. Because people are dying, people are going because of climate change. Precipitation drop, precipitation increase. We see tornadoes, we see violent winds covering people. It's something to take a minute and ask myself, is this the world I want to see in 2030? If that is the world you want to see, then don't tarnish the image of other people who don't want to see such a world. So I dedicate myself, I take my time, I dedicate everything I do to raise a voice, to make many people believe and know climate change is an enemy which needs to be fought. And I always keep on saying, Creative Society, you've given me that chance to raise my voice as a youth, as a person, touch other souls. And I will continue doing until I leave this world of mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Barry, for your active position, for, not just raising your voice, but already acting and helping other people to also realize and understand. And, also for me, Creative Society, first of all, yes, it is a platform which is giving people a chance to talk freely and openly, without being scared of what can happen, because there's no censor here and people can just, gather and talk freely. But also, I was asking myself many times the question, like, okay, let's take a look. There is so many different organizations in the world fighting different things for many, many years. They're helping with for instance, the climate change. They're helping with human slavery and trafficking. They're fighting all different kinds of levels. And guess what? There are like active, great people, right? With conscience. They're trying to make the world better. But nothing is changing globally. Nothing. And I was asking myself, like, why is that? And it's because of the consumerist format. It's because the format we live in right now, it's all based on money. It's all based on greed. And it's all based on success and ego. And I realized that unless we change this format, this deadly, inhumane format, into creative format, then all these fights, you know, they're great, but they're like not changing anything in the bigger scale. And here comes the light at the end of the tunnel. That's the creative society with its 8 foundations, where human life is the highest value. It's the first foundation, not on paper, not, you know, like saying in some, because it's in the law in every country, in a constitution in every country. But is it really the truth? Is it really happening that the human life is the highest value? I'm a physician. And I can tell you that if I look at what is happening with, for instance, pharma companies, business, and all these things, with patients, I can tell you in practice, it's not. The human life is not right now the highest value. But in creative society, with all the help of technologies we already have, with all the choice people make, the creative society is so easy to build. It's so easy to change this deadly, inhuman format into something great and creative. It's all about us. It's all about, like you said, it's all about raising the voice. But first, we have to inform all the people. Take a look. This is a problem, and this is a solution. And solution is a change of the format. It's super easy. First, we need to inform. Second, people need to choose it. And then it's like, you know, this. We can just, you know, unite all the potential, unite all 99% of people who are mainly good and great people, but they are divided. And that's easy. It's going to happen. And now I would like to ask Mahdia that, Mahdia, we know that, you know, justice and inequality, which is happening right now in the world, this topic is very close to your heart. And question for you, how would society and each individual benefit if we introduce these qualities, which is actually one of the foundations of creative society? How would society and each individual benefit from that?
Okay. I think it is really important to tell more about this, that it's not important to have a benefit for individual. And somehow the politicians are talking about this, how to take action and how to do this, but they're silent all the time and they're thinking about themselves, not about the people. And for instance, in my own country, Afghanistan, some months ago, the Taliban came here, and before the Taliban, we had another government. It was Republic government, and we had president. And our president left Afghanistan and left Afghan people behind of different challenges and different families and exclusion. And I think it is really complicated a little bit for all the people in around of the world, that some of the people are not honest. They're thinking about themselves only, and they're thinking about their own individual. That it is really bad, and it's all ignorant way, and it's somehow meaningless for some people in this world, that they're only thinking about themselves. Facts, every single day the climate change is increasing and the air pollution, everything is increasing, but they're only thinking about individual, but not about all of the people. And so far, I think if we inform the people, we will understand that we could do something, and it will touch our hearts, that we could make a smile on the face of the people. And when I was 5 years old, I had one dream. And one of my dreams was this, that I asked all the time that most of the people are Muslim or Christian or Jewish or Hindu are going to do something. They're going to Hajj and pilgrimage or anywhere else, or the church or the mosque, but they're not going to the orphanage. They're not making a smile on the face of the people, and they don't want to do this. And they don't want to ask themselves that what's going on in this world, why we are not taking action, why we're silent, because we have never asked ourselves that it's my responsibility and we can do everything. So far, if we have climate change, if we have war and violence, everything that we have today, it is because that we couldn't understand that we belong to each other and we are connected to each other, and God created us unite and different. Because of this, we have to listen to each other. And I'm really happy that we have one friend from Africa, and Berberi is very talented and very active man. And today I'm really happy that we have him today. And I heard all of his speaking, and it was really touching, and it touched my heart. And it was the fact that I listened, and a little I suffered, and it was really painful and we're sad that I listened. So far, if we inform the people, if we say that we can do this, it will be more benefit and it will be more hopeful for everyone, for every individual in around the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mahdia. And Barry, would you like to maybe add something to this, or this is discussion, so just giving you more floor?
No, what Mahdia says is the vision. Politicians talk and they do nothing, because the thing that representing the people, and when they get up there to represent the people, they do nothing. So for me, I just say we should not just look at the politicians, even though we need their authorization in certain areas and in certain points. But if we can work as if we work to perfect the world, I think we are getting somewhere. Mahdia just said everything right. Let us know that even if you're Jewish, you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're Hindu, we are one, and we are living in a common world. And if all of us can join all of these cultures and protect what is ours, then I think we are achieving something. And that is why we need to act now. Now is the time to act. It's not tomorrow. Because if tomorrow comes, we will say we need to act after tomorrow, and we keep on postponing and postponing, and we won't achieve what we want. So it is time for us to say, okay, if us leaving this conference today, we say that, okay, these are the measures we put in place. So tomorrow, if my main purpose leaving this conference was to sensitize 100 people, and I leave the conference today and I meet about 20 people tomorrow and I sensitize, I've done something. I don't need to achieve a target goal for the day, but I've already touched as many as possible. So I think the government needs to work in cooperation with its citizens to achieve certain goals, which means the politicians need to work with the people. So if you see, the project has changed from top, bottom, but it's from bottom, top. That's what we are working now, from the grassroots to the upper part. So I think we're getting somewhere. And Mahdia, that was really a good presentation, and I really liked it. And it really touches me the most. And I've dedicated everything to make sure that Creative Society be one of the most vital organization in my country, Cameroon. And we are raising more voices and integrating as many people as possible. So that is what I can add. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barry. It was very touching. And yes, like Mahdia was saying, we are all one. And I always remember, like, one astronaut said that, from the universe, the planet is there. There's no division, right? We don't see borders from the universe. We are all one. So we need to work together to, no matter of what religion, and to pretty much unite. And now, dear viewers, let's watch a short video invitation to our amazing international discussions.
Do you know that people stopped being silent? international discussions.
The truth is that when it comes to migrations and refugees, it is a business.
I saw the market where the children selling out openly.
4 days we were facing the sniper shot us and the bullets above our heads.
If we do not address such issues like human trafficking, tomorrow it could be you, tomorrow it could be me.
Politics is driving the science, not the science driving the politics.
Many people want us to stop to talk, but I say no. This reality can affect and can take your life anytime.
People are losing everything.
$270 trillion.
Where is the money? And where is the result?
This 12,068-year cycle is a clock cycle.
All these problems that we're facing right now, you cannot tackle alone.
Thank goodness we have the creative society
to choose human life over currency.
We're living in one big home, and if this big family fighting with each other, destroying walls of the home, tomorrow we will find ourselves in the streets without a roof, without the families.
From every corner, we can actually hear that it is not economically beneficial. But the question is, economically, it is not beneficial for whom? Isn't beneficial for us people to save our own lives?
We need to bring together all of the intellect, all to the science, all of the people that can actually do something.
I think that the members of creative society are the new and real superheroes.
These people already understand that we should urgently act. Do you want to become part of changes? Take action. Don't be silent. You are invited to the new season of international discussions. Watch the forum, Global Crisis. We are people. We want to live. Changes begin from you.
So if people do not believe in the creative society, they somehow do not believe in themselves. But isn't the format in which we now live the utopian one in which we kill and abuse each other and let people die of hunger and thirst? So Mahdia, I would like to ask you, what inspires you to participate in building the creative society, to believe in a humane world?
Thank you for your nice question. For the first time when I heard about creative society, I was shocked and I was very amazed that there is a lot of people who are taking action, who are thinking about war, violence, climate change, and any issues that's happening in this world. And they're saying that we are united people and we want to live here for a long time with our kid, with our brother, and with our sister. So I am from Afghanistan, and every single day we have different kinds of problems like war, violence, families, and discrimination. Anything is existed in this country. And when I understood about creative society, I understood that it is the time for saying the truth. It's time for saying and for listening to different people and to know more about different culture, different people, and explore the world. And I know that it's very important to communicate with different people in around of the world and listen to your voice and listen to them, that what's going on in this world and what's our problem and what should we know. And I'm really interested to know more people and to listen to their ideas. As one of the journalists said, that every picture has a story. I believe that every person has a story, and I want to listen to everyone. I want to listen to different story. And I believe we, together we can change this world, and nothing is impossible in this world. And it doesn't matter that I don't know different language. I don't know about them, but I can understand from their eyes. For the first time when when war and violence started in Ukraine, I was sad and I was disappointed that today we are a human. We won't kill the human. Do you think it's really bad? We are a human and we're not animal or anything else. We are a human. We can do everything and we have minds. And one of the best person that I love it so much is Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. He said that our unity is our strength, not our weakness. Having different culture, different people is our strength. It can change us. It can change our life to beautiful and great backgrounds that we won't imagine in our life. And if we imagine that if we come together, if we listen to each other, if we understand and comprehend each other, that will be more beautiful world and that will be more great and unexpected that we want, and that will be more. And creative society is place for all the people, for all the nation, and for all the people. And it's wants that we won't separate the love like a virus in any environment, in any land. It doesn't matter that I am Muslim, you're Christian, you're Jewish, or Hindu. You're a human, and our religion is humanity, and our race is love, and our weapon is peace. And with peace, we can defeat anything, and we can do everything only together, only by saying that we can do this, and we will, we together, we can do this, and we will be the champion of peace. And creative society is placed for all the people, and we will be together, and we will embrace the love, and we will make a smile on the face of the people regardless of anything. And creative society is one of the most inspiration place for me. It can push me to work hard and to be active and to say that I am human. I want to live here, and it is the place, and I can make paradise here, not in another world. And here we can do this. It is not impossible. It is possible, and we will, because we are human, and we're here for living, and we are here for loving, and we are human. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mahdia. Yes, we are here to make smiles on people's faces. I like when you say that; it's so inspirational. And Barry, maybe because our international discussion is coming slowly to an end, and maybe we will ask the last question. Is there any message, Barry, you would like to send to all our viewers, to all people?
Okay, thank you very much. I was so inspired by what Mahdia said. So to compromise or to hit the last nail to a coffin, what I can say is that there is an adage my father once told me. It says, when a tree is growing, it takes years for a tree to grow. And when a tree is growing, it makes no noise. But when we are cutting down a tree, it makes a lot of noise. He made me know that everywhere you need to go, you need to plant a seed of peace, leaving a positive legacy. And that is why I have always been doing. And we know we like youths are trying to raise our different voices in combating certain things, be it climate change, be it human trafficking, be it child labor and all the rest. We are doing something, and I'm working hard for it. So the thing I can say, like, the last thing I can say is that we need to work in cooperation. We really need to work in hand in glove in fighting this climate crisis, in fighting human crisis, in fighting all global crisis. And the time is very little, like I say. We need to do something for the world. We really need to keep something. Africa is suffering. Asia is suffering. America is suffering. Europe is suffering. Everywhere is touched. Floods, melting ice, tornadoes, avalanches. Africa has a problem of landslide. People are killed yearly. If you really think that these problems are also heartbreaking to you, then you really need to do something. And that is what I'm doing for my community. And I ain't sleeping until the day I will leave this world. I want to make the world. I want my children to see the beautiful animals, the beautiful trees, to have a beautiful air to walk in. So doing this means all of us have to work hand in glove. Like they say, we are a people, we want to live. It's time for us to live. There is no turning back. We hold our hands and we say, it's time for change. And I need that change because it's now. So thank you. Thank you very much for this platform you've put me through. And everybody watching, do something for your community. The little thing you do will provide change. Like they say, the rain that falls can be saved as water. So let's make what we can make. And thank you very much, Gabriela and Nika and Mahdia. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Very. I really liked your example with the tree. That was amazing.
Yes, each of us helps to shape this world. If people are prepared to grow up and take responsibility for our well-being, then it will be possible to achieve this change in the shortest possible time. Creative Society offers a platform for the unification of all people of the world, for the unification of experts, so to search together for ways out of the current dangers, the hardship in which most people find themselves today, and the division between them make it impossible to survive the climatic cycle. So let us choose the Creative Society and the common path and build the future we all want to live in.
Thank you so much, Nika. And yes, it took many people, millions of people to prepare the forum. Also, many people are, preparing these international discussions, and great, amazing guests are connecting every time and talking. And thank you so much for your input, for your inspiration. Thank you so much that you are already speaking, that you are in an active position. And now it is important, dear viewers, that we bring this information to all people on this planet, that this information reaches the hearts of 8 billion people on this planet. And it is actually very easy. It is very, is absolutely realistic to start and to spread this information. First of all, you can pretty much make a video, record a video. You can make a live vlog. You can make a post on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your TikTok. You can actually make a video as well. If you make any official videos, please send it to info@creativesociety.com. And also you can write us if you want to be part of these international discussions. If you want to join us, if you want to join this great team, you can also write us at info@creativesociety.com, or you can make a post or write a comment or send a message to any of our official Creative Society social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, and get in touch with us. And this way you can maybe we can see you next time here with us talking. So thank you so much, dear guests. You're amazing. Dear viewers, thank you so much for being with us, and see you at the next international discussion.
Thank you too.
Thank you too. Thank you.